Once again, the U.S. Supreme Court is hearing a case that could be the undoing of Obamacare.
Look, I think Obamacare should be repealed and replaced altogether. I think it's a terrible law. I think it's collapsing under its own weight. And I think we have an obligation and an opportunity to show how we should and could do things differently. And maybe the Supreme Court will give us that opportunity.
The case is called King v. Burwell, and it's all about the massive subsidies people can receive for buying health insurance through a government exchange. The law says people only qualify if they're using, quote, an exchange established by the state. Plaintiffs say that must be enforced. The other side says that's just a technicality and that everyone should get the subsidies anyway.
This is a case about 4 words in a 2,000-page statute. The challengers are arguing that those 4 words operate to punish states that choose not to implement the statute themselves.
If the Supreme Court rules in favor of the plaintiffs, subsidies would no longer be available in 37 states. Both sides are already making plans based on that outcome.
So we're working on this off-ramp to Obamacare to give people more freedom, to give people the ability to actually buy what they want to buy, to make good on the president's promises. If you like your plan, you can keep it. Well, that was a broken promise. We think we ought to give people more freedom and an off-ramp from Obamacare, and that's legislation we're developing right now that we're going to have ready in case the Supreme Court does strike down a big part of this law.
The left's contingency plan involves getting states to each pass a law that simply redefines their federal exchanges as state exchanges. To promote this idea, they've resorted to scare tactics.
In those states that their citizens don't receive subsidies, we're going to have the death spiral that this system was created to avoid.
Congressman Paul Ryan recommends that states not give in to those fears. He says after President Obama leaves office, Obamacare could be in for some big changes.
But I think the last thing a state ought to do is say, we love Obamacare, therefore we're going to convert from a federal to a state-based exchange, and then therefore consign Obamacare even more for citizens of our state. I don't think that's the right way to go. I think we ought to give people more health care freedom. I think we can fix this problem in health care without having a costly government takeover. And we're going to have to revisit this issue. Maybe the Supreme Court will give us the ability to do it earlier than later, but after this presidency, we're going to have to revisit this healthcare law because it's so deeply and fundamentally flawed.
Wisconsin is one of the 37 states that does not have its own exchange. For the MacIver Institute, I'm Bill Osmolsky.